Very welcome to this video. I'm very glad having you on board. In this video, we are going to talk about the backend development. This is more about how do I build a backend system for a client or my own products. And I'm going to explore that what is our strategy and how we build things fairly quickly and the quality and while keeping the quality high. This video is useful for people who are interested in, for example, to work with us and to know how do we build the backend. And also it's very useful for people who want to build backend and like to a bit increase the quality of the work they do for their clients. Also for the front-end developers to ask their backend team to provide such services for them, but mainly is how that we build things for people. We're gonna discuss two major things. What is our internal tool and how we write the code. We're gonna have a demo later of I will build a module randomly, and also we will explore what we will deliver to you, what we will deliver like a macOS executables, artifacts for the servers, JavaScript library, and all of those things will be included. First of all, we use Golang. Golang is a programming language that you can write system services with. It means you can write the backend. Also, you can use it for different purposes. It's a general programming languages. It's extremely fast, compiled, and has so many benefits over C for most of the applications. It's not very recommended for the embedded devices, but it's perfect for building desktop apps or those kind of software will be running on the backend services as a web server. So our strategy is to build some backend for people that they can use it without contacting us all the time. So I see a lot of softwares developed that even if you want to change the port number on the backend, you need to call the backend developer, you need to rebuild the product, you need to set environment variables into a build system, and goes and on. And our strategy is not like this. Our strategy is if you're building a product, it's like a consumer product. You can take it and use it, like a front-end developer can use it without any contact to the backend, without any extra changes or requests. So in order to achieve this, we provide configuration file as well as a lot of predefined features allowed in the product by default. One of them is query DSL. For example, every entity, if we build books module for you, there is a query DSL for that. So you can filter every field you want. You can have a customized sorting, all of these things. Pagination, for example, included automatically, which we will explore later in the further steps. Another thing is importing, exporting. Imagine if we build a module for you, backend for you to manage the books. We do have exporting and importing mechanism into CSV file, importing from CSV file, YAML file, JSON file. All these things are included for free. You don't need to be worried, how can I export this data? How can I send it to another backend? These are all automatically included. Now, our project is called Fireback. Fireback is a set of code, a set of Golang code that helps us to build backends a bit quicker. And what does that mean is basically lots of things are shared across every project, like configuration, database connection, user authentication, sign in, sign up, the roles and permissions, ABAC system basically, file uploading mechanisms, and all of those things are inside a product called Fireback. Now, Fireback itself is another topic. You could either install it on another backend, or in case of I just use the source code and compile the new project with it. So tons of work which you might be expecting later is already there. And what is the motivation? I'm gonna talk about this. I've seen like lots of backends, lots of projects in the software industry when people build and after 1 year is forgotten. And they also need all the time kind of like maintenance. I just realized, how can we build something that works? For example, a vehicle, you buy it and you send it to another country, and without engineers all the time being on top of it, it just works, then all of those mindset comes into building Fireback and how I do like to build backend systems. Here we will discuss about the Fireback Core features. I mentioned it already. For example, if you want to have multiple teams inside your app, if you want to have roles, managing people, giving the access level, a lot of things to each project, like those codes are already taught by years, so it's there. You don't need to be worried about. File system, file upload system is there. So we have integrated TUS file uploading system. Basically, it's a resumable file upload. And if you want to build a mobile app, which user can upload a file, and sometimes the network coverage is bad, it's just not enough and good enough. This solves this issue automatically. You just upload the file and it works. You don't need to be worried about this thing. We provide gRPC, HTTP, and socket access for everything. So if we build a backend for you, gRPC is included, HTTP is included, CLI is included, and we will see it later. Also, we generate Mac OS, Linux, and Windows artifacts. And all these things are there. If you want to deploy it on a different system, definitely you can do it with the installer files. So it just comes in with an MSI or a Mac DMG file or .deb package to install it, your product on the computer. Now it's very interesting question that why we build things very fast. I've seen some tasks in other backend projects, normal ones, take few days, like already in 10 seconds done in Fireback. It's because everything which is necessary, which is important for a backend project, already been thought through when it was not in a critical moment and is included inside this boilerplate. And this system kind of provides all of those things with the decades of experience, obviously, and this module generator kind of covers all of those issues. Therefore, for example, if the pagination is a challenge for a normal backend system, here is already solved without even writing the code. Now it's enough for a chit chat, I believe. Let's go and have the actual demo, and I will build an app. Okay, this part is very interesting for me because we are gonna go and actually create a new product, and you will see how the process looks like. Instead of doing some special thing for the tutorial, I just wanted to initiate the Pipe Studio backend. Pipe Studio is a software which will be used to manage water inside the pipes. For example, if you have a pipe structure, you want to control the water flow and all of those things, we might be using the Pipe Studio. So I want to actually show you how do I do this and how we will be initiating the script. So let's go and clear our console for a second, and then we will go and create a new subsystem. So inside our repository, subsystems are softwares inside software, because you can target different types of products within the same source code. For example, Enterprise, Pro Edition, Basic, Starter, all of those things could have different features. Therefore, the software allows you to build even multiple products inside the same repository. Of course, for the clients, we don't do this. We just create a blank and separate project for them, and then they don't have other clients or our source code inside it. But for this purpose of the tutorial and the direction, we're just gonna go and create a new subsystem. So yeah, I made a mistake. We need to put 2 dashes beforehand, and then it says Pipe Studio exists. I just want to go and delete this one because we want to start really fresh. And then that's it. It just generated a new project, and we have a main function, and it just has some information inside it about how the app gonna look like, how our backend will look like. Now I'm gonna go and try to go run cmd pipe studio main, and hopefully it will compile and generate our product. Now, because we have created a new Pipe Studio product, we need to take a look a little bit and see what we want to update. If we want to change anything, for example, issue machine ID or public key for the licensing system, all of these things are considered, and then we can change this to Pipe Studio CLI. And this is all the change I want to make. And as you see right now, we have this backend basically created. Now, it's very interesting that everything we build, it provides CLI and HTTP and gRPC together. So now you see there are some comments here when we just initialize the subsystem, because these things are necessary for every kind of backend project. But later now, in a minute, we will go and add a pipe module, which we can store information about the pipe, and then you will see how it's going to show up, and then we go to the HTTP server afterwards. Now, one thing we have built, and it just saves tons of time, is the module system. And the module system we have, it's some kind of a contract just magically doing some stuff. So let's go and create a Pipe Studio module. I have it. So I want to, basically we have this folder, imagine we had it, and then we type Pipe Studio module 2.yml. So this module 2.yml is kind of a special file for us, and it could gather a lot of information and generate module. You will see in a second. For example, this is book module. It has some fields, definitions, translated fields, many-to-many relations, one-to-many, and objects inside it. Now I'm just gonna go and create my own Pipe Studio entity out of it. So I'm gonna write entities and then call it name pipe. And under the pipe, fields will be, for example, name diameter, and then type is int64, and then name is type, and then again type is string, then name manufacturer, I hope it's right, type string, then name is plastic. It makes not much of sense in a business, but just we're gonna test our module. Yes, so upon saving this, like when I saved this file called Pipe Studio module 2, you notice there is something going on. Like automatically, tons of code has been generated. These codes are all the necessary information and necessary tools to build entity. And the entity means a table in a database, and you want to do CRUD operations on top of it, import, export, and all of those things, which we will see in a minute. And now this module has been generated. All we need to do is go to our product main, and then we're gonna come here under the module section, and we're gonna add it Pipe Studio module. So I'm gonna go and just copy the name from here instead of typing all the way. Maybe I make some mistakes. And then, it should auto import it. I just might take a while to index. Yes. Now we imported this file, and if we go to the go run cmd Pipe Studio main.go, we will see the pipe module here. I'm just not sure why we didn't see that. All right, there is one more step when we create a new module we have to take care of, because it's very kind of customizable, and we need to mention a lot of details about it. For example, now the permissions, all pipe permissions. Fireback comes in a way that you can control which records each person and role and capability. It's a very complex topic. We need to create another video for that. And but what you do when you're creating a new module, you just type in those permissions into it. Now the second thing you want to do is create a router. Each part of the module can have its own router. So we will create the create pipe router, and then pass the gene to it. And then we need to have auto migration or migration scripts here. I want to use auto migrate, which is a hint here already, and put the pipe entity. This is a automatically generated content for us. Now I'm gonna, as a last step, to create pipe CLI FAN. So we're just gonna add this pipe to it, to the CLI system we have. And now if we run it, we see the pipe is now created. So let's go inside the pipe module. And we see there is lots of things we can create. We can use Cedar, wipe, query, and all of those things. Let me quickly go inside a terminal instead, and we can use it from there because it's a bit more clear, I believe. Fireback source, and then that's it. Go run cmd pipe studio main.go. Okay, and let's go to the pipe and then create, and then -- help. So it tells you like diameter, pipe manufacturer is plastic. These are the parameters you can pass to it. Before we continue, maybe you ask, we want a backend. Why we have a CLI like this? This is for development purpose and other like automation tools and system service tools. Because, for example, we don't want to limit the client if they want to do something and extend their system to call us each time and then come, please fix this, please fix that. So we just generate this CLI as well to be very interactive product. You will see now. I want to write the type as PCV and then diameter as 20. Diameters are in the pipes are something important, like 20 is used for the heating, 16 is used for the water, but that's not really the topic we want to talk today. And then is plastic true, and manufacturer, say Ali. So you see now the record has been created, a unique ID has been assigned to it. And I want to create another one, which is diameter for 16. And then the type is PCV as well. And then the manufacturer is the same person. Now, also when we created the pipe module, the query has been also created. So if we query these pipes, we see this information also is available. You see 3 more records because I was creating this module before in the same database as a practice before this movie, and we can have only these records. So I want to delete basically these 2 first from the database. So we have remove. We can use remove, and then again -- help, and it's gonna tell us using the ID you can do that. Let's go use the ID. We just pick this ID here. Okay, sorry for interruption. So let's go and delete those 2 which we had before. In a second we will test. Okay, this one has been deleted, and then this one maybe next we can delete, and then we're just gonna query pipes. So yeah, we have 2 items only, and also we can see that as a table. So manufacturer Ali, diameter, and the type is PCV. Now, there are other things as well. For example, if I wanted to update the diameter of a pipe, I could go and type an update -- help, and then I would have the ID, specifying the ID. Let's say this one, and then I want to set the diameter to 25. Now, it's very interesting because all of these codes has been automatically generated for you, so you don't have to be even worried about how to update the entities. And this is a relational database. It's not some JSON thing, object that you put, but it's a relational database. You can use it on MySQL, SQLite, or even Oracle. So that's very important to remember. Now, this is basically all of the content, but I'm not going to go to the details, for example, validation and all of those things. I'm just going to go and show how the HTTP part works. Now, if we set go run pipe studio start, we see that the pipe, patch, delete, post, and all of those things has been created for us. And then I can just go and ping this port 4500, which it's running on it. So I'm gonna go and get ping, and yeah, say like it says data name Fireback. We could adjust that into the project, we didn't. Now let's go and get pipes. You see that it tells us the authorization is needed because all of those contents could belong to a specific team. But for our demo purposes, I'm just gonna go and disable this feature and query. It's done by query scope, something called query scope. You wouldn't really need to remember this at this moment, but it's a feature of our product, and we need to wait until this rebuild done, and we will see that we can query the content by public address. Now in backend systems, usually you want to some part of your data to be public, some part to be private to some specific people, and all of these things are kind of considered here. Now we go and start this again, and I will see those two records, which I could see from CLI. Now I could see from HTTP as well. We can edit it, we can delete it, and whatsoever. Okay, imagine now this is all product we wanted to build. This is all what we wanted to build. And I'm gonna go and run npm run pipe studio build Mac. All right, so we're just gonna create kind of executable for Mac. It's very similar to Windows and Debian. And also it's just gonna go and create for us installer file. So we will see that in a second. This is 8 megabytes of file. I'm just gonna go and install it on my computer, and this is how we deliver software to like front end or deploying on the server. Bad luck, my finger didn't really work. And yeah, that's it. So let's go, for example, into the root, and then we type Pipe Studio, and Pipe Studio is available without any kind of configuration, whatever, and now it's ready. We could also initialize that and change the port number and everything and configure it at the database location. And but I'm just not gonna get your time more for that. You just realize that how fast the things go and how reliable it is when we create such a project on top of the Fireback and Golang. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please write any comments do you have. If you want to build your backend, I can give you a help. Contact me through www.pixelplugs.com, and hope you have a very good day ahead. Thank you so much.